99 Talk Radio. King Henry, and you the best. Yes. Let's talk, get it off your chest. Your chest. Let's go. Yo.
What's up, beloved? I'm
There
good,
you
man.
go.
You know,
There you
I'm
go.
here with you, my brother. Just working on a few things, man. It's good to be here today, man. This is an exciting day. We got a
Man.
whole bunch of good things going on, man. How you been, brother?
Fam, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm super excited about today's guest. I've said that in the past, but I promise you, man, today, um, it's the real deal, man. This brother here, man, he may correct me, but he's an entrepreneur, a very, very powerful, spiritual brother and an educator. He's also, one of the most powerful things I've been able to see is that he's a recording artist, man. I mean, he's incredible, brother. So, without further ado, man, you know what I'm saying? Let's bring him on in. He been very patient with us. You know what I'm saying? My man Venomous, what's going on, man?
What's going on? How you? What's going on?
Yeah, man. Bro, I'm so happy that that you surfaced, man. We've been trying to get you
I
on
know.
on this interview for like a year, man.
I
You know,
know, man. But you wanna know, I tell people all the time there's no love lost. Like if I say I'm gonna do something, for the most part, I try to
yeah,
follow through with it. But trust me, I'm glad that I waited until this moment for us to connect, because now it makes a lot more sense than it did before, is what I'll say.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Timing is everything, man.
Yeah.
The moment we started to communicate again and bring it in, things just started happening. It just reminds me of a super word they call alignment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things
Mhm.
start falling into place. You know, um, just get right to it, man, because people want to know who is this person I'm making all this noise about. Who is
Oh,
this brother, man? You know what I'm saying? So just to give people a good understanding. I know we only have 20 minutes to a half an hour, but to give people a good understanding of who they actually dealing with when we say venomous. Who are we talking about?
all right. So the name Venomous, it's an acronym. So I took from the old school LL Cool J's, Ladies Love Cool J, from the Guru, right? Gifted, unlimited rhyme. Wait. Gifted. How do you say it again? Gifted, unlimited rhyme, universal. There we go. And then there's the Venomous, myself, which stands for very energetic Nubian on mics, opening, universal sounding.
Damn.
So, so,
Wow.
so,
All right.
so, so, so the idea of the whole venomous thing, like I don't know if you could see in the background, I keep, the snake thing, right? My cousin, uh I rock this, he goes by the name now, but Savan, you know him. That's my mother's
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
sister. So you know my cousin Sil.
Yeah.
So when they moved down to South Jersey, he connected with a collective when he was airbrushing down there, and
Mm.
he ran into some brothers that were doing music. They were involved in the scene and hip hop and doing whatever, right? So they started up a group called the Deadly Snakes, like
Mm.
90, maybe like 95, 96. So I was like down there. I used to go to the studios and everything. And these dudes were like, they were the Wu-Tang for me.
Mm.
And I'm
Okay.
telling you, they were that nice. They were already rocking with brothers from the Wu. They were doing music with Poetic from the Grave Diggers. And it was
Mm.
just all of these components that was going on. They were rocking with Wanye Morris from Boys and Men, and I got a chance to like hear, and I still have those like demo tapes. So
Wow.
around that time, what I mean, I told my cousin, like, yo, I wanted to be a part of the snake camp. And he was like, man, get your own thing, like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
but you want to know what? I understand it sounds harsh, but that pushes you to go really find yourself.
That's right.
Like this thing ain't for you type thing. So to make a long story short, the snakes never really blew up like that. I know around 98 there was the Black Mask movie soundtrack. They had a joint on there, but the whole movement thing kind of dissipated, and I was like, I gotta keep that energy alive, man. The snake thing. So
right.
if I was going to join the group, every member had a name. There was King Cobra, there was the Water Moccasin, the beat maker was the Snake Charmer, my cousin was the Sidewinder, there was
Wow.
the Diamondback, there was, so I was like, yo, I want to be the Black Mamba. You know what I mean? Tap into that Kobe Bryant energy. Like, that's the eight. Yo, that's the eight though. That's like I see it now. That's the infinite. So I wanted to be the Black Mamba and got pushed to the side. So I kept the venomous thing going. And being that I had formed the name around, the time when the year 2000, when the millennial thing was, all that was
Right,
Y2K was a big,
right.
I'm like, yo, whether I do something with this or not, the the fans base is going to know me in the year 2000 something.
Mm.
So Venomous
Wow.
2000 is going to be the name, and I stuck with it. It used to be Venomous 2000 the Ultra MC, but now it's Venomous 2000. Most people just call me V, but I'm kind of like even transitioning from that. I've been rocking again since like maybe like 96, but I'll say professionally and being offered like tours to go over in Europe maybe since like 2002. I've released some records. My own vinyl I pressed up myself, 300, 400, 12-inch records. I've had
Right,
I had some 7 inches pressed up with some labels in Switzerland that we just recently released. I've
right.
plethora of shows, concerts, put my own international tours together, wrote a book about it. I do a couple things.
Man, hold on.
I
So
teach
so, you
say
know, I have to say this, bro. I have to say this, man.
I don't like to talk about myself like that, man.
Well, check this out though. I've known you since you was I think the last time, I've seen you, or I've heard your voice. We was calling you. Well, everybody got nicknames and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
tell my kids
we was,
about it too.
yeah, that name. You know what I'm saying? My pops was calling you this name,
Meathead. I take
meathead.
look,
Yeah.
I take that with me. That's a title. I earned that meathead thing. Yup, meathead for
So,
sure.
I mean, life happens, and
Yes.
I haven't seen you in decades, man. And when I did, see you, I'm checking out this video, and I'm seeing you rocking, and I'm like, hold the hell up, like, yo, where did that happen at? Because a whole a whole entity seemed like it had just personified in you, man. So where did you begin to be articulate lyrically?
I'm gonna say like grade school, right? I've always been like with words. Like my sixth grade teacher, who I still talk to, Ms. Mickle, she just recently retired, and I had to talk her out of retirement, man. Like she put her due diligence in, and I'm glad that she finally listened. But she called me up the other day because she saw my name in the NEA, the New Jersey Education Association. There's an article about educators that use hip hop in their classroom, and a brother of mine that I went to Rutgers University with, ill. Oof. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get him on this show. Crazy,
Mm,
super dope lyricist, poet,
mm.
teacher in Hackensack. He hit me up and was like, yo, do you want to be a part of this particular story? We had done something during COVID before, so he asked if I wanted to be a part of this story. So they put me in it. I'm thinking nothing of it, just an interview, sharing what I do in class. It's hip hop. I freestyle, but not like to, do anything. I'm just making up songs that about life, about situations. Kid, oh, you dropped another pencil, better pick it up. You better
Yeah,
clean my room now. I'll do stuff like that. And I say that's hip hop. Like we freestyle, we have good. So I do that. And the kids got to kind of like know me as the hip hop dude, but they didn't know that I tour internationally because I don't talk about it in school like that. So I
right,
make the paper. My teacher called me up and we talking and we building. And I'm like, this formation of wordplay and things started back when I was like in her class. So sixth grade, I'll say, right? Let's just say sixth grade. I
right.
started writing, rapping, wanting to just kick all of the verses that I heard from Nas on on his album. You know, I mean, both of them, especially It Was Written, it just hit me a little different, even though his other album is my joint. So I'm saying I used to sit in the mirror and play the verse, pause it, and try to write what he said, then unpause it, then write. So until
Right.
I got his verse, I wasn't gonna be nice, because
Mm.
my thing is I wanted to learn Nas one of his verses. I
Wow.
think it was what's this joint? It's crazy. I forgot the song now, but at the time, Street Dream or Sweet Dreams, you know what I'm talking about. Sweet
Yeah,
Dreams
yeah,
are
yeah,
made of these.
yeah.
So I wrote that down, and just from there, I just was like, I gotta start formulating like and connecting the words like him or like Inspector Deck from Woo.
Wow.
Um, and I just went on a mission and just said, I'm gonna do exactly what my cousin said. He said I needed to be nice, and he was like, my advice to you is just write. And I said, okay. So when I tell you I wrote,
Yeah.
like I got my rhyme notebooks in the safe there. There's probably like 30 of them at least, front to back. And it's just most of the material I've never used, but it was just practicing right into beats, without beats, kicking rhymes. Um, Mike G, I forgot Mike's name from Passaic, but he used to work at the nursing home right there. Mike used to rap years ago.
Okay.
So Mike and my man, who was it? My man Ray used to be out there. Rest in peace, Ray. And I used to freestyle to Mike and kind of like practice, and he would give me, tips and pointers and stuff like that. And he had the same suggestion, like, yo, you gotta keep writing if you want to get better. So I would say from 96 to 2000 to 2025, I've been writing religiously. And over the past year, I wrote my mixtape live on Sundays. I would just go on Instagram and grab a beat. And if I liked the beat, then I wrote the verse live and tagged the producer and said, yo, if you
Now
want to
wait,
do
you
something,
all live? He was doing all of this on the Instagram live?
I'm gonna do it tonight too.
All right. Okay then, brother.
Like, nah, was
Imma
this
need you to
time I'm
post
doing
that
it
link in
now,
the
yeah.
chat for me, brother.
Yeah,
Imma need you to
yeah.
post that link in the
No,
chat for me, man.
what I'm saying is like it's I'm trying to like define when it started, like around that time, but I would say what people are going to hear and see visually and hear audio, through the audio. I This is from 2023. This is all new, meaning the energy, the vibration, the confidence, the way, all of that, that's all new.
Right.
All of the That's why I said, when we talking about Venomous 2000, okay, I could go into that bag, but this new approach of just V, or capital A as I sometimes like to go by, that's a whole nother monster. But you get a glimpse of it through the animated visuals that I put together from those verses that I was writing on Sunday, because it's all just documented, like content that I've been putting out for people.
Yeah.
Speaking of
So I
that,
don't even know
beloved,
if I don't even know if I answer your question, but pardon self if I didn't.
Absolutely. You absolutely did.
I wanted to bring some stuff up based on, that history that you gave us and actually, describing the transformation of who you are now. V2G Multimedia. Let's talk about that a little bit. You're the CEO and founder of that company. Talk to us about that a little, because they're doing a lot of different things, which we'll dig into throughout the course of the interview. But tell us a little bit about V2G.
So the idea is, Venomous 2000. So I figured whatever I want to do, like, I had to study. And even when I've listened to experts talk about branding, right? Like, no one could really truly define it, but the closest they get to it is your brand is you, and what people connect to you as an individual, as a person. Meaning, if if I use something and you guys rock with me, and I'm like, yo, this particular brand that I'm rocking with, this company, I use this, it helps my life. That means that brand is going to have value based on my energy currency that I put into it because I could vouch for it, right?
Right.
The V2G thing, I wanted to just make sure whenever somebody is mentioning Venomous or whatever, I just want the V2G to go along with it. So I originally had V2G photography because my brother, big brother Trey, shout out to my brother Tremaine,
No doubt.
we were doing a lot of like photography stuff together, back in the early like 2010. I think I was living somewhere in Essex County. I think I went to the county and kind of like just registered the name. I didn't understand
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the whole process of like starting up a business. But from 2010 to 2023, I was just operating business like that. But I had a situation that took place with I almost lost my mom.
Mm.
I had to take off from work for extended period of time, and I've never missed that much time of work. But I had gotten a chance to like really, like I'm talking about really evaluate my life. I was able to give my mother a whole month, and I was told that I had some things going on within myself and my heart, and I said, I can't go back to work like this. So I took that time to heal. But within that time, I said, what am I doing with all of this? What am I doing with my music? What am I doing with my company? What am I doing with my photography? Why did I invest in all of this stuff? I had all these questions, but I never had the time to sit down and like really think about it. And during this time is when I thought, and I said, oh, the V2G multimedia is an extension of who I am. So if I do photography, then okay, I actually own that the website because I said all my old business cards, if somebody picked that up 20 years from now, v2gphotography.com still comes and directs to my current stuff. That's branding. Something that I didn't realize before, that if you like, you can go look this up online. If you type in a particular domain name and if it's something hot, you're going to have to pay top dollar to buy that from someone else that only bought it for $10
Right.
because of the brand that is connected to. So I'm saying all that to say the V2G multimedia is my way of just putting Venomous 2000, Dwayne, VA, whoever, is all Venomous 2000, but it's gonna be offshoots. You might get video, you might have audio, you might get pictures, you might get animations, you might get a theater production, you whatever. You might get a village being, built up and supporting
There you go.
nonprofits. It's
Yeah.
all of this now. I realize like when somebody talk about spirit and us being currency, I did not understand. I always thought it was based on money. Like I put my value in the money and all of those other things. And I said, no, your currency is the amount of energy that you can exert from your mind to make other things better. So you do what Einstein says, what education is supposed to be about, which I, as an educator, really just discovered that this summer when I was teaching science class, and I'm not a science teacher, but I had to figure out a way to teach science to kids that I don't know that have no interest to be here. And it was about ecosystems. And I said, wait a minute, we can't separate ourselves from nature. This is an ecosystem. So
Yeah.
you have to think about everything within your domain. So that's how I kind of like connected it for the kids, for us to get through the summer. And they actually enjoyed doing the piece, So I'm saying all that to say, man, like what I do in school, what I do after school, what I do in the summertime, it's all me. So I just wanted a way to just be able to just do me anytime, every day, and it's a business and it helps somebody out, or maybe it doesn't, but it's therapy for me either way. I love doing it.
Right.
You brought up something, beloved. I want to go back to
And
that
my bad
comment.
for being long-winded. Pardon, sir.
The Nahuchi Village Initiative. I was gonna or Nauchi, I believe you pronounce it.
Not Uche, yes.
Nauche Village Initiative.
Hmm.
Talk to us about that and how you got started on that project and actually what it really means and what it does.
All right. So for me to do that, I have to speak openly, honestly, candidly. And I was under the impression for a long time of believing in this idea of a coincidence, right? Like of it being like something magical, or um, I look at my life now as even the meathead thing, even me finding the video that I talked to you guys about. Like, wait a minute, all of this stuff is being orchestrated by something that I just don't realize.
Yeah.
And the more that I try to resist it, the more struggle that I seem to incur. So, you know what? If this thing over here is working, let me just go to this. So, me going to this leads me to immersing myself back into hip hop because I had thought about giving it up for a while. I had stopped. So, a friend of mine that I used to do music with out of Patterson, my man Nam Myers, rest in peace. He was my rhyme partner for like 20 something years. He passed away like seven, now I think going 8 years ago. There's a brother that was connected to him online, my man Raheem the Dream out in Nigeria. So I saw him saluting Nam every year, like online, like, you know, you do the Facebook tribute and stuff like that. But everybody does it, but you don't really notice when it's genuine. You know, I try not to be judgmental, but I'm like, is this genuine or not? And then I started seeing that he's posting only things that a person would know if they really followed Nam, because that's my brother. And
Yeah.
I know the things he talk about. So my man Raheem was always saluting. So we ended up having a conversation, wanting to connect on music. And sometime last year in the summer, I saw a post up and he was in front of a dilapidated building and kids are there, you know, talking about, you know, raising funds to potentially get them book bags for school and everything. And I'm just, you know, looking at it and I said, I wonder if I could just help. I ain't got the bread like that. So, you know what I mean? And I had to be real with him. I said, look, if this is some Nigerian scam stuff, you only gonna get a couple dollars from me. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. Like these are the things that played out in my head.
Yeah.
So we started building a lot more in the inbox, and come to find out, you know, the brother's taking an initiative to do this, but he hadn't officially done it with the Nigerian government. So I told them, like, yo, look, if I'm sending you some dollars, um, if you want people on this side to do it, you're gonna have to go legal, because trust and believe, nobody's going to send you money that's of a significant amount if you're not an established business, if you want to do business. And the brother, who is a heavy follower of the supreme mathematics and all of these other things, he's studying with a brother out on the west coast. I don't know his name, but his enlighteners, you know, continues to build with him and everything. So I know he lives by the principle of having your word is bond. So I trusted that we're going to just start with this, and I'm going to trust what you say, just like you trust what I say, in the honor of both of us looking up to my man Phenom that we both respected. And he said we could do that. And then from there, I just continued to pour in from my V2G multimedia myself to back this. And I saw the developments, like, wow, my dollars really got that building like more material. Like, really? Just
Yeah.
doing this. And then I started to see it, and then I started to feel good. Like, this is really going somewhere. And I just asked, how can I help more? And we ended up, you know, establishing a partnership in which my company is staked in the GVI as a new partnership, where I'm the director of philanthropy and global partnerships. So I represent the Nauche on a global scale to, you know, introduce their cause, all of the things that they want to do, and help building self-sustaining communities wherever people may want the assistance. We're not going in there like colonizers and taking over things. You know, it's more like,
Yeah.
hey, look, if there's a opportunity for some assistance, like these people in the Nauche, they had a well that was there, I think built, I think he said sometime in like the 80s or something, but you know, it dries up. They've never had access to fresh water. Like we brought in machines that dug 70 meters down into the earth over the course of 3 days to tap into this water. And there's a film of it where you see them tasting the water for the first time. Like, this is pure
Wow.
earth water. When can one of us ever say that we've had pure water before? I know I can't.
Right.
I've had reconditioned water. I've had repurposed water. I've had filtered water, but I've never just had water from the source pulled up like that. But I know that there's things that go along with it. So these brothers are legitimate. Like, they have doctors with PhDs that are working and testing waters and testing soil. And this is not like something where, you know, the way I felt like, hey, I'm just growing in my backyard while I'm, during COVID and just picked up, even though there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying, like, this is years of study and all of these other things that they're putting into practice. And I'm what hip hop is. I'm the plug.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to promote and spread the word of the GVI, whether we're in the Nauche in 2025, and then next year we're in Peru, and then the following year we're in Japan, or we're in Kenya, or we're in Tanzania, or we go to South Africa. I'm just global hopping with them because that's what we're doing. And the beautiful thing about it is like the animations of the verses and writings. Like, I call what I'm doing now, this is manifestation music. That's what all of this is. This has always been manifestation music, which is why the Tupac Biggie thing, all the stories about it, and other young men and women and things, like, is manifestation music. So if I'm corny because I'm rapping about villagers getting food and my son playing Mega Man and me dancing in the backyard hitting the punching bag, then I'll be corny until the grave. I'll take that in stride.
Man, that's a mouthful, man. That's an earful, a mouthful. Yo, you said a whole lot, man. Unfortunately, we can't get to everything, but I do know you got into you got a garden back there. I saw some footage of you planting some things. Was that because of something personal, or was that something that you realized, like, look, we need to grow our own food?
So the gardening thing was started again, going back to, there's no coincidences. When my mother used to like have the summers with me and my brother, you know, mom wanted to do young lady things and party and all this other stuff. So we would go down to South Jersey. And when we were in South Jersey, I would spend a significant amount of time with my grandmother, who, Big Ma, who passed away. And she would have me in the garden. No, none of the other grandkids wanted to do that, and I was afraid of the bugs. But I'm like, there's something about this that I need to just, I don't know, I just need to absorb.
Right.
So when COVID came around, and you know how the world, we were losing people. It was I got my 2A, my concealed carry. I was on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Rainwater capturing, connecting the joint and all this stuff, putting up solar panels. I was doing all of that, ready, locked and loaded, like my family gonna be good. But then I started to like really enjoy like doing it, and I turned like my whole backyard and the front of my yard to, they called them victory gardens, but I put up peach trees, I had apple trees, I had grapes, I had collard greens, I had everything rocking for a minute, and I was documenting it. And then those spotted lantern flies came around,
Ah,
and I swear to you, my soil and my it has never been the same since those things have touched. My apple trees don't grow; they're dead. The grapes are gone. They all contaminated. The
Wow.
peach
Oh.
tree, the soil that I had all my stuff on, none of it grows. So I said, okay, 20 years prior, I found one of my rhyme notebooks. I don't even know why I wrote this. In the notebook, I said that hydroponics farming will be the future of agriculture. And that's
mm,
where what I'm doing now with the gardening is strictly, I'm the basil advocate. I grow basil for my entire school. I deliver basil to secretaries. I give it to the
damn.
principal. I give it to students. Every week, I got new clippings. Matter of fact, over the summer, I, the teachers, are doing what they doing, and I'm in the classroom like, yo, are my basil plans? Y'all didn't unplug my stuff, like, and I go check it and everything. Nobody bothers me, and I just grow it. And I want to show people that we can grow this everywhere, and it's not that difficult to do. But I can't. Well, I would say I haven't had the backing until now, where at least I could have the conversations because I have the research. I've been doing it for 5 years, and then now the GVI are going to be incorporating hydroponics because I told them the importance of it. So it's a whole amalgam of it that's coming together. So to answer your question, King Henry, it was just at the point it was survival. I thought I had to do it. I learned how to can. I
Yeah,
learned how to, preserve food and dry food and make my own supplement pills, all of that stuff. Like I wasn't
yeah,
playing, man.
yeah. See, Daryl, man,
What's up?
this brother here, man, I'm so proud of this brother, man. And for me, it's a bit personal, man. It's like, seeing, where we come from, man. Not too many people got that. Not I'm gonna just say, not too many people woke up. You know, people are
Absolutely.
waking up, and people are driving, towards making themselves better, man. But to see this brother, to see you, man, make that transformation. When I first heard about you, making the transformation, I was shocked, and then when I went and looked for myself, it was just an amazing, man. It gave me joy, and it felt like, you know, it's like the thing when Kanye came out with Jesus Walks. I felt like I didn't have to even rap no more because that record was so powerful and it touched so many different areas. So artists like yourself and black men like yourself, what I'm saying, really, really gives us the strength, man, and just the pride, to know that we tribing, man, and what I'm saying, we staying active and we staying alive, and we daring to be natural. They say
Yeah.
that we can't be natural, but we are defeating the odds. So I love what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing with your music. I love that you're utilizing it, and hopefully this is a blueprint for a lot of local MCs from the town we from. You know what I'm saying? Like you just rocking, you just on the mic saying something that sound like it's just something from the streets, man. But you know, it's you should have a whole movement behind you, and I love that you was able to do that, man.
Yeah, listen, I've been blessed, even though I say to myself, there's still many things that I would love to do, even though I know tomorrow's not promised. But I was interviewing I was interviewing a brother. He's a tailor, right? He's right around the corner from where I live. His name is Sabino. He's a brother. I'm gonna say he's an elder. He's 91 years old, right? Listen, he drives himself to work. He's
Mm,
been working for himself for 70 plus years. He
wow.
doesn't know what work related stress is when he hears stories about all these things. So I sat down with him for like maybe 2 hours to build with him, interview and everything. And it's up on YouTube. But one thing he said was, his neighbors ask him all the time, like, Sabino, when are you going to retire? And he was like, I learned something in life. And he made a joke about it. He said, I learned that when the man upstairs come knocking at my door and he sees that I'm busy, he leaves me alone.
There you go.
So
There you go.
as long as I keep moving and stay busy, and shout out to the guard Rashad's son, I
Yeah.
play his song all
Oh
the
man,
time. Listen, I
he's
play
so
a song
bomb,
all the
brother, man.
time where he said remember the he said the real stagnation is what? No movement, son. You gotta
Yeah.
keep
Oh
moving,
yeah.
move through them.
Oh
So
yeah.
Sabino Rashad's son, I'm just listening. I say, you know what? If my light or what I do makes other people feel inadequate, I can't be bothered with that anymore.
Mm.
I
There you
just have to just move and let people know, like, yo, I'm on some real Wu-Tang stuff. I
there
call my brother's son because he shine like one. So let's keep shining. That's it. That's it.
That's it. That's it, man. Hey, man, we got to get out of here, man. I just wanted to tell you, man, I love your mother. You have one of the best, man. That
I
woman is
second that.
incredible. She's incredible, man. Man, I miss her. I miss your brother. I miss you, man. I miss
Yeah.
everybody, man. Hope to see y'all real soon. In the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
I
Somebody
think
need
this
to
will bring
put
it
something
together.
together. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, brother, for giving us the time and sharing, a portion because I know it's so many more chambers to you, man. So thank you, brother,
No
for
problem
doing
at
what you
all.
do. Daryl, we out of here for now, man. I know,
Absolutely. My
unless you got
beloved,
something
we
else for
got
the
so
brother.
much. Yeah, there's so many other things, that we could talk about. We're gonna have to bring you back. There's so many
Absolutely.
things, and we just don't have enough time today. But thank you for
Yeah.
coming on the show, man.
The love, the unity, hey, podcast. WNT9 Talk Radio.